the results you were looking for. Just what did you see in that final stretch there? Got the rebound, just tried to get to the lane as quick as possible.
Yeah, coach told me if he missed the free throw, go get the ball and try to get a bucket. I didn't do that, so.
Offensively, you guys have struggled at times throughout this year. It's been an inconsistent type thing throughout the year. What was the difference in tonight, or it just seemed like you guys really just couldn't get a shot to fall?
I don't really know what the difference between this game or the last game was. It was just, I don't know. You have games like this, especially with the group we have. We've had games like this. We just can't let it affect our defense.
Drake had some foul trouble early, so did Tucker. Do you think that kind of hurt offensively, hurt the rhythm a little bit?
I mean, those type of things happen. It's just we have faith in all our. I think we play 10, so whoever comes in is just the next man out.
What do you take away from a game like this?
How important every possession is. You got to take every possession like it's the last.
Last time we were here, you guys exploded offensively against Eastern. You have lost 3 straight now. What's the mindset of the team, I guess, just heading in the next couple games?
Just keep working. Just keep working. That's all you really can do.
Did you see anything differently tonight than in past games where you guys have struggled?
I mean, it was just honestly, it was just a nasty game, and we knew going in at halftime. I think we had 18 points, so we kind of knew what kind of game it was going to be. It was, Miami likes to switch up their defenses, and we just had to. We knew that we had to defend and. We didn't take care of a couple possessions, offensively and defensively, and it hurt us. So, yeah.
You sat out a lot of the first half after you got, I think, your second foul. I think it was in the left corner there. Did you feel that it maybe kind of threw you off your game a little bit, just offensively, just sitting waiting so long, where it used to be, you're usually out there, you're kind of in the rhythm of things?
I wouldn't say it threw me off. It happens. I've been in foul trouble before. Try to stay engaged and cheer my teammates on and, be ready when I get back out there. As far as the game went in the first half, I feel like a lot of people got in foul trouble, and it didn't affect the game, but maybe it did. Maybe that's why it looked like that. We don't know. It was just one of those games. We can't tell on our end if the fouls did affect it or it didn't. Guys came in and played solid. We held them to 24 points. They didn't shoot the ball well, but neither did we. So it was just kind of one of those games.
The final minute hasn't really been kind for you guys in this year. It's been a couple games here and there where you guys may have possibly been able to win, but didn't come out your way. Do you guys take away anything like that? Is it just kind of like a growing experience, learning experience, playing in those type of games?
Yeah, it's definitely a learning experience. This one, I was supposed to be over. I probably could have been over more on help side right there, and he had a wide open layup, so kind of had to take that foul right there. It shouldn't even have got to that point. So I gotta, myself make sure that I'm in the right place defensively, and that we all are as a team. And if we get that stop, then it's a tie game, and we get the ball. So really just it didn't come down to the offensive end for us, even though it was pretty bad all around. It came down to defense. That's what wins games. And
do you feel that the team's defense is getting better? I know Hawk really preached that after the Eastern game. Do you find the team's getting better defensively?
Yeah, I feel like we are getting better defensively. We defended Ball State for the most part pretty well, and that came down to the same thing. Just happened to go into overtime. We defended these guys very well. They shot 33%. So I think that's pretty good defense. But obviously we had a couple breakdowns towards the end, a couple box outs. I'm guilty of some breakdowns on the defensive end at the end of the game.
All right. Well, an incredibly disappointing night. We just had both teams really struggled to shoot the ball. I thought both teams were good defensively. in which caused the other team to shoot the ball poorly. But the game was decided at the free throw line. You know, they went 21 of 28 from the free throw line. We went 11 of 18. You know, so they outscored us by 10 at the free throw line. And you know, on a night that we don't shoot the ball well, you know, we've got to have all of those free throws, and we've got to do everything we can to get to the free throw line. And tonight we just couldn't quite get to the free throw line enough to counter that. You know, this team, this group, this particular group of ours, we've had these nights at points and times this year. It's not all the time. I don't know, we had a game earlier this year where we were like 12 of 16 from three, and we've had some games we were just really, really outstanding from the perimeter. And tonight was one of those nights where we weren't, and that's jumped up previous to this as well. And on those nights, you know, we talked to our guys about, you know, we got to take it inside, we got to get to the line, and so we drove it, and we just couldn't get there enough. And when we got there, like I said, we were only 11 of 18. You know, we needed a couple of more.
One thing I noticed, Drake had some foul trouble early in the first half, and so did Tucker, and I know those are two big pieces of the offense. Do you think that, I mean, I know you mentioned the defense, but do you think that kind of threw some things off, you know, not having them out there for their normal minutes?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely shakes up your rotation, and you know, Drake got into foul trouble. Then Seth came in, he got into it as well. So we had you know, some foul trouble at the starting five, and then the backup five. Tucker picked up a couple of fouls, you know, and then Bryce sprained his ankle, you know, and he wasn't able to go back in there late, you know, and so, you know, we had some adversity in the game, you know, that we have to manage, that we had to try and manage. And it does break up some rhythm, you know, there's no question about that. But, you know, I don't, you know, we also had some open looks, you know, that we just missed, you know, and a lot of it you've got to give Miami credit for. I mean, they've been good defensively, and a lot of it you have to give them. You have to give them credit for.
You just referenced free throw shooting. You guys made 14 of 45 field goals. 23 of those were from the three-point line or from behind the three-point line. Is that just a matter of you guys just not being aggressive or settling for long jump shots? I mean, what did you see out there offensively?
Yeah, I mean, they were packing it in, you know, a little bit. I thought that we settled in the first half. I really thought we settled too much for jump shots in the first half. And not going inside or not driving the ball enough, and you know, one of the keys to the game going in was Miami switches defenses a lot, and I thought our guys got caught being unassertive while trying to identify their defense in which one they were in, and then in the second half we simplified pretty much everything and stuck with an offense that can be run against zone or man, and we came out and looked like we were catching a rhythm, and foul trouble, missed a couple of free throws, got called for a couple of fouls on jump shots, where we got called for a couple of fouls on jump shots where we had a chance to you know, to get a stop, another stop, and then maybe get something rolling, you know. But we just it just seemed like every time we got right there, something's happened. You know, something happened in the game, and it's been one of those years. You know, whether it be a missed free throw, a missed call, whatever it is, you know, it's jumped up and got us. You know, and this was another one of those nights. You know, the things that we had inside of our control that we didn't do enough of. To take advantage or to overcome the things that are outside of our control. And, you know, that's what ends up in another 1-point loss.
Tonight was obviously another one that, you know, like you just said, that came down to the wire. Final minute hasn't really been kind to you guys this year. Still kind of searching for answers in a sense defensively there. I mean, you talked about defensively against Eastern, how important it was to get better on the defensive end. And, you know, last second there, they were able to get inside, get penetration. Is that something you guys are still trying to figure out?
Well, you have a one I mean, you've got a heck of a player, you know, in a one-on-one situation, and it's our best defensive player against their best offensive player, you know, and he had to take a really difficult shot. I thought the thing that hurt us was you know, and I'd have to see the replay. From our angle, it looked like we got a clean steal, and right before the shot clock went off, and we got called for the foul, and there was no shot clock violation. That late game, I thought that part of things could have been, I don't, you know, and again, without, you know, I don't have a great angle on it. You know, TV replay may have shown different, you know, so yeah, we'll have to look at that and see. But no, I mean, that was just a good one-on-one play on Washington's part, you know, and you know, it's tough to look at a team and see that they, you know, you tell me before the ball game that they turn the ball over 15 times. They shoot 33% from the field. We hold them to 45 points. And they only have 5 offensive rebounds. I mean, those are numbers that you're going to win with, you know, and we didn't, you know. So it's tough to look at our defense right now. It's tough to look at our defense in the Ball State game and say that was the issue. You know, it's a possession here, a possession there, certainly, you know, but that it's really difficult to look at the overall stat sheet and say, yeah, it was a real issue for us tonight.
You mentioned that Bryce sprained his ankle and wasn't able to come back late. Is that...
He tried to come back, and he couldn't come back, and I felt like we needed offense at that off-guard spot, so I had Jared in there as a senior, you know, with some experience, as well as somebody that can stretch the floor and give you the opportunity to knock down a shot, you know, and while we drove the ball, tried to get it inside. If the defense collapsed, I thought Jared could knock down a shot on the perimeter, and so that was our next best option, you know, in that situation. And yeah, Bryce, we tried to put him back in, but he was limping pretty noticeably.
Was it something where he might be out for a little bit?
I won't know. You know, I'm sure he's seeing Kevin, our trainer, right now, and you know, he'll have it looked at. And, you know, it'd be too early for me to comment on. I know that he's a really tough kid, so to see him limping that bad when he tried to come back in tells me, you know, he got it pretty good. So we'll have to see how it responds over the next between now and Saturday.
Okay, was it right, left ankle?
Couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it was.
Okay.
I could just tell he was limping pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon, do you have any?
No, no.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.